Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City.
Finance and Economics.
March 25, 2000 America, New York, the parallels between the nickel trading fiasco and the LIBOR scandal. From afar, London's vaunted finance industry heritage looks a lot like backwardness.
Finance and Economics.
March 25, 2000 America, New York, Millennial demand helps stoke the housing boom. The frenzy reflects more than demographics. New York Times Business.
March 25, 11/11 America, New York, Germany says it is moving quickly to cut the cord on Russian energy. Every supply contract that is terminated hurts Putin, said the country's vice chancellor and economic minister. The Jagal natural gas pipeline, in Malnau, Germany.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
March 25, 11/07 America, New York, what teenagers really learn from stock market games. Successful investors diversify broadly, avoid unnecessary risk and rarely trade. So why are kids getting rewarded for doing the opposite?
New York Times Business.
March 25, 10/17 America, New York, bond market unsettled by inflation worries. The usually sedate bond market has been unsettled by worries about inflation, the Federal Reserve's interest rate increases and even the possibility of a recession. Jerome H.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
March 25, 9:44 America, New York, Bed Bath & Beyond adds new directors in deal with activist. A new 4-member committee of the company's board will explore a strategic review of the Bye-Bye Baby business.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
March 25, 9:43 America, New York. America's business challenge can be told in 2 words: disc golf. A niche sport that got a big boost during the pandemic now struggles with success. It's been a nightmare.
Armstrong Economics.
March 25, 9:15 America, New York. What is a real neocon? Question. Mr. Armstrong. I've been called a neocon before the 2016 election and denied it. I'm not sure Wikipedia has a correct definition, and they sure don't have one of you. What is a good definition of a neocon? I enjoy your articles. TP.
New York Times Business.
March 25, 9 o'clock America, New York, there is no upside to an 8 a.m. meeting. The early bird in your office may do as he pleases, but he should not demand that you join him.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
March 25, 8:30 America, New York, Okta faces long road back. The identity management company has a strong market position, but the business impact of a recent hack won't be clear for a while.
Daily FX Market News.
March 25, 8 o'clock America, New York, USD CAD forecast. Heavy sell-off stalls ahead of multi-week support. The Canadian dollar is the only major currency able to outperform the US dollar in the past 2 weeks, and the move lower in USD CAD is now slowing ahead of the weekend.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
March 25, 7:33 America, New York. Big Tech has a chance to patch things up with Europe. Apple, Facebook, Alphabet, Amazon and Microsoft face strict new rules in the bloc. Fighting them is probably futile. Daily FX Market News.
March 25, 7:30 America, New York, Fibonacci for a multi-market trader's approach. Fibonacci can help traders identify support and resistance levels in equity and stock markets, similar to Forex and commodities markets.
Daily FX Market News.
March 25, 6:30 America, New York, Australian dollar forecast. AUD, USD risks tilted towards further gains. Aussie outlook bullish as commodities continue to rip. Risks geared towards a test of 0.7800.
BBC News Business.
March 25, 5:59 America, New York, P&O ferries weren't just jobs, they were our homes. Former P&O employee John, who was made redundant suddenly, explains his anger with the operator.
BBC News Business.
March 25, 5:59 America, New York, P&O ferries weren't just jobs, they were our homes. Former P&O employee John, who was made redundant suddenly, explains his anger with the operator.
BBC News Business.
March 25, 4:39 America, New York, EU signs US gas deal to curb reliance on Russia. EU signs liquefied natural gas deal with US in an attempt to reduce reliance on Russian energy.
BBC News Business.
March 25, 4:39 America New York. EU signs U.S. gas deal to curb reliance on Russia. EU signs liquefied natural gas deal with U.S. in an attempt to reduce reliance on Russian energy.
BBC News Business. March 25. 4:19 America New York. P&O boss should resign, says Transport Secretary Grant Shapps. Grant Shapps calls for Peter Hebblethwaite's resignation after the no-notice sacking of 800 staff.
BBC News Business.
March 25. 4:13 America New York. P&O boss should resign, says Transport Secretary Grant Shapps. Grant Shapps calls for Peter Hebblethwaite's resignation after the no-notice sacking of 800 staff.
Marginal Revolution.
March 25. 3:27 America New York. The virtues of seaweed collecting. 19th-century seaweed albums have a baked-in melancholy. Despite the best intentions, they do not flatter seaweed. The samples are brittle where the plant was pliant, opaque when once translucent, flaccid where previously ballooned.
Global economy.
March 25. 1 o'clock America New York. Spring statement. What's in it for investors and householders? The economy is expected to grow, but the hit to our pockets will be as big as in the worst recessions.